What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that.
What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I am here with a new behind the scenes T video. First off, I want to let you guys know that this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time, I will be releasing my exclusive interview with Melody Cherie from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I got in all the questions that you guys have been dying for me to ask her, so make sure that you do not miss this great, funny interview, you guys. Make sure to tell all of your family and friends. We really want these numbers to go up, so please support this Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time for my interview with Melody Cherie from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now let's get into today's behind the scenes T video. Wendy Osefo sat down this past week with Carlos King on his Reality with the King podcast, and they discussed everything Real Housewives of Potomac. And Miss Wendy had a lot to say about the beef between her and Robin, feeling like the cast was trying to ice her out, how they had been plotting on her, and so much more. One of the first tidbits from this interview that really stuck out for me was Carlos breaking down for Wendy what has really been her storyline for the past now 2 seasons, from last season going on into this season, and how we the viewers were and are confused about how she keeps bouncing around to this career path, to that career path, and doing this to her body and doing that to her body. And she basically broke it down, and he agreed and put it in layman's terms that she's trying to figure out who she is and what she likes and what she wants to do, because she has lived her whole entire life for her mother, and being an African child, and having to grow up to appease her parents and do what they wanted her to do, that she never really got a chance to be her and figure out her likes and dislikes. And he was like, but it's not being conveyed on the show that way. And I was like, bingo. I 100% agree that it's not being conveyed, that this is a woman who is trying to figure herself out and honestly learn who she is, And he asked the question, did she feel like Robin herself was confused by what she was going through and her trying to figure herself out? So take a listen to Wendy's answer.
Seeing
maybe why last season, Robin, for example, was really confused with who you were at that time.
No, because Robin...
Robin, I tried!
No. Because I felt like well, first of all, I didn't feel that way because we were really close. Like, we actually talked. Like, when cameras are down, and this, Carlos, there are people who just film, we show up to set. Then there's people who actually talk. No, we talked. We texted. Like, we talked. Like, hey, girl, how you doing?
Wait, not to cut you off, because I don't cut people off. This is shocking. You and Robin Dixon had a friendship off camera?
Yes. Like, we talk. Like, I would send her an article. She'll send me an article. Girl, what are these people talking about? What are these people talking about? I don't know. When we were in lockdown, how are you doing? How are the boys doing? Are you cooking? Well, I'm tired of cooking. We tired of cooking. I'm tired. We would have those conversations. Or her just calling me, checking in. Hey, how's everything going? Like, we would talk. So that's why I'm like, no. And then 2, we saw Robin go from selling and flipping houses to selling beauty supply store hats to doing whatever she's doing. And it's okay. So let me understand. It's okay for her to change her career path and explore different things, but I can't. That's why I don't get that. I would understand. And Robin, you know what I mean? I just don't get it. Like, we saw you change different paths yourself, and it wasn't a what's wrong, what's different. Girl, you were just flipping a house in downtown Baltimore. Now I know you got me on somebody's screen modeling hats for you. Okay, you my girl. I'm gonna model the hat. I'm gonna give you an angle. So why can you do it and I can't?
So do you think, in another hindsight 2020, that Robin was doing that to create a storyline?
Yes.
Oh.
I think so.
Okay.
I personally think she was doing that because we were friends. She never even asked me that off camera. She was never like, girl, is everything okay? Are you all right? Like, you going from this to that? Like, it was never that. It was me watching the episodes with you guys. And I'm like, wait, that's how you feel? You never said that. You never communicate this with me. You never talk to me. You never, you know? So, yeah.
Wow. This is deep.
And what I think too, not to get too much into the weeds of last season, but it was what I'm realizing now that I'm stepping back and just watching even this season. The name of the game is connecting the dots, right? It's a connect the dot game. And that was part of her laying the foundation to connect the dots for my plastic surgery, then to connect the dots for I got plastic surgery because of the false rumor for Eddie. It was all laying the groundwork. It was a connecting the dots. That's what I'm realizing. I didn't know it then. I was like, oh, what's the big deal if I change careers? No, it's because you're changing careers because you're acting different and then you got your body done. And all of this is because of this rumor.
Baby, those 4 degrees came in handy for the dissection of it all. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you. Connect those
the dots,
dots.
baby. So this past episode, we saw that, which Robin, I love Robin. I love the entire cast, but I call a spade, right? We saw that Robin did not invite you to her event that was for the kids. She told Candace to call you not just a mama, a black mama, okay? She had Candace call a black mama and said, can I take your kids out of your house in my vehicle, drive down I-85 South, getting off exit 12, turning up in the parking lot, child, and have a play date with another woman and her kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you said no, which as a black man raised by a black mama, I understood that 150%.
Come on, Carlos.
Where I was so, this is no shade. I said, bitch, am I watching the OC Housewives? Because black folks, no, this ain't how we get down. In the audacity of that, what was Robin thinking? Was this another situation where she was creating a storyline, you think?
So,
or does she hate you that much?
Well, it's twofold, right? I think, first of all, if you don't want the mama, then you don't want the kids, right? My kids are not going anywhere that their mom isn't wanted. That's very simple to me. It doesn't take a lot to go through that. And if I could actually keep it very real, there was a moment, a hot mic moment. And in my hot mic moment, you guys hear me say, oh, wait, I'm still mic'd or something like that. That comment wasn't to my comment earlier about Mia. That comment was because I called Eric. Eric was working overtime that episode. You know Eric. I called...
the showrunner Eric. The Carlos King of Potomac is what I call my mentee, yes.
EP Eric. Oh, I love Eric. Because after she did that whole song and dance where she went around the room and asked about everyone's kids, it was definitely about the kids because she didn't ask the women in the circle, hey, Ashley, are you available? Sharice, are you available? She asked specifically if our kids were available. And based on whether the kids were available was her not inviting me. Does that make sense? It wasn't like she was inviting the moms, right? It was the children she was inviting. So I said to Eric, when I had my moment with him, I sat him in the car and I was crying. I said, y'all can come for me all you want to. I signed up for this. Come for me. She can come for me however she wants to. But to do this to a 2, 6, and 8-year-old, that's not what I signed up for, nor did my kids sign up for that. And Eric will tell you, I sat him in the car. He was right in my front seat crying. I was crying because I can take a lot. But as a mom, don't do that to my kids. And my kids are of the age where, for me, they don't necessarily watch the show, but they have friends, especially my 2 oldest ones, who their friends watch the show with their mom. Like the show comes on at 8 o'clock, they're still awake and they'll say, oh, Carthar Cruz, I saw you on TV. So the conversation can never be, well, your kids won't know. Yes, they'll know. They found out the same time y'all found out. They have friends who watch the show. So they know that they weren't invited. And as long as Robin has been on this show, my kids are the only kids she's ever had a play date with. Our boys are the only boys that had a football play date. So for her to do that, I just felt like, wow, that's really, really wrong. And then to answer your second question about, was this for a storyline? I don't know what it was for, but I know everyone, including, and I'll give it to some people who I don't even, have the best relationship with, told her that's wrong. Don't do that. That's wrong. People, they said, that's wrong. Do not do that. And she did not budge. She was like, I don't care. I don't care about those kids. I don't care.
Oh my. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get emotional because I am such an advocate for children. You know, even on my show Love and Marriage Huntsville, you know, I tell the cast all the time, kids are off limits. We're not gonna play around with the kids. And no matter what they go through as a cast, those kids are friends with each other. And I always appreciated the fact that when there was ever an event for the kids, that the kids would definitely be there, even if the parents don't get along. And I'm so sorry you have to go through that. Listen, Robin isn't here to defend herself, so I'll give her that as well. But this is truly breaking my heart. And I don't want people to hear me cry. I don't sound good crying. So I'm gonna change the subject because I don't play that shit when it comes to kids. You know what I'm saying? Like kids to me are off limits.
And it's a family fun day. Like, how are you gonna set you? So you want my kids to come with Candace to a family fun day when none of their family's there and every other kid has their family? Like, this is not making any sense to me. I don't play with my kids. Why would I put them in a position or an environment where the host of the event doesn't even like their mom? You don't have to invite me. You don't have to invite me. That's fine. But then don't now try to backtrack and try to come up with some convoluted, way to get my kids there. It would have made more sense for her to say, hey, Juan, call Eddie. Tell Eddie to bring the kids. That would have made sense. Let their dad bring them. That would have made sense, right? Like, hey, no, Wendy, I have an issue with you. I have a problem with you. Absolutely. You're right. But you know what? Tell Eddie to bring the kids there. 1,000%. Whatever you want about me. But baby, this career, I worked damn hard for it. And I've earned everything I have. Nothing was given to me. Blood, sweat, and tears. I earned it all. And I'm not going to let the misactions of one person cause me to now throw all of that down the drain. No.
And without giving too much away, then we'll move on. We saw that season 5, there was a very healthy conversation with the housewives after Monique and Candace got into their altercation. There was a sit-down conversation that all of you ladies were a part of. May I ask you, was that same grace given to you after that moment?
Y'all are going to see a lot of people eat their words. Y'all remember everybody's position, how, this is not what we do. We're better than this. Watch. Pay close attention. This season is about paying close attention and paying attention to the ways that the goalpost is continuously moved depending on who is on the receiving end. That's what this season's about. To tie that to your earlier question, when you were talking about Robin, what you guys will also see outside of the Family Fun Day is people doing everything in their power to ice me out. And you guys will see it throughout the season. You'll see it throughout. This is not the first time. That Family Fun Day, that's child's play. That is child's play. Stay locked in. What you guys will see throughout the season, you guys will be like, what? Is it that serious? This doesn't make any sense.
Well, Dr. Wendy, I will say this, and I said this to all the girls that I know personally and spoken to in this podcast. You are needed for the show. Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Real Housewives of Potomac is a stellar cast.
Well, she said a mouthful, didn't she? Lord. I really want to feel bad for Wendy. I really do, but I just cannot forget her first season on the show when she was caping so hard for the Green Eye Bandits and for Candiace with the whole Monique situation. She helped vilify Monique, in my opinion. You can feel differently. I do not care, okay? All right, let's get that clear, first of all. But like I said, for me, she vilified Monique and didn't even really know the lay of the land before she picked sides and inserted her opinions in certain situations. And now she's shocked when the tables have indeed turned on her. I'm like, did you watch the show before you came on? Did you not see this happening? You know what I'm saying? I'm so shocked at her and Candiace especially. Like, girl, you had to know that the ties was going to change on you as well. This is what they do. So it's unfortunate, but girl, you get what you give. That's how I feel about the situation. Let me know what y'all thought of this interview down below in the comments section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.